Today on the ropes, I have 2016 Olympian, 9-0 as a professional, signed to Mayweather Promotions. Many are calling the future of boxing. Today on the ropes, I have Richardson Hitchins. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Man, let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about life growing up in Brooklyn.
Life growing up in Brooklyn was just like I had different episodes, like different parts of my life. It was when I first was coming up. It was like a lot. It was always poverty, like coming up poor and all that. But I was a kid, so I wasn't really outside. So it was just like a lot of struggles in the house, just the way I was living and stuff, and just living like in a room. Like we just had a room, not even an apartment, just living in a room with me, my mother, grandfather, father, just sleeping on the floor, just different things like that. Then moving, and eventually we moved to an apartment, but it was still like we had a 1-bedroom apartment. Just it'd be like 5 people on like one king or queen size bed, just making it work. But I was small, so we could finesse and make it work. But as I got older, just being outside, being in the neighborhood, getting raised by the streets, just different things like that. Just always getting in trouble, and then switch over to the next chapter when I was about 12. That's when I found boxing, and then I was still in the streets, but once I started traveling, about 14, 15 years old, and I started winning, that's when I kind of left everything alone, and my goal was just make it to the Olympics. So after that, I kind of left everything alone, and I stood focused, and now I'm here.
Talk about that from the age of 12 to the time you went to the Olympics. What was it that really kept you focused and motivated and hungry for the sport of boxing?
Like I said, where I come from, like I remember, I never knew boxing you can make money. I didn't know I didn't even know how much money you can make in boxing. Boxing bring you money, but just coming from where I come from, I just knew boxing was my way out. I was like, boxing was the first thing that I never knew what a hotel was like. I never knew what eating at a restaurant was like, tipping people. I never knew about none of that side of life, but just seeing Marcus Brown make it to the Olympics, that gave me like a big energy boost and motivation to want to make it because I seen the city show him so much love, and I'm just like, yeah, I got to make it to Olympics. Also, not being from New York, so as I got older, I see my mom going through like a lot of trouble. So I knew that if I made it to Olympics, me being a professional now, it will play a big run. And early in my career, I could make enough money to help her out, and I wouldn't have to wait long term to start making money. So that was just like one of my biggest motivations.
Now let's talk about that experience of the 2016 Olympics.
Yeah.
Talk about Andre Berto and the importance that he meant to you in that whole process of going to the Olympics.
Berto played like a big part, cause like I didn't know who Berto was. He didn't have the sponsor me or pay for me to get to qualify. He didn't pay for me to get to the Olympics. He paid for me to qualify for the Olympics, which is a world tournament. And I had to fight about 7 days, and the 6th day, that's when you qualify. The 6th fight, you qualify, and it was great. But I mean, Julie Goldsticker, she was somebody that was Andre Berto friend. She works for USA Boxing. She believed in me. Shakur Stevenson pushed it on her and made her talk to Berto. They believed in me. They believed in my skills. They was like, yo, if you go for Haiti, you can beat everybody. Ain't nobody beating you. But I didn't. It was a point in time I didn't even believe I could qualify for the Olympics because I wasn't fighting international. I was fighting nationals, but international is a whole different level when you fight in Cuba, Asia, Russia, all these different types. Yeah, a lot of overseas and older fighters. But as I kept going through the tournament, it was just like, yo, my skills in boxing is just like all these other guys. So I just knew I was on a different level. That kind of gave me a confident boost.
Talk about your relationship with Shakur Stevenson and what you learned from him during that whole run with the 2016 Olympics.
My relationship, we're real close. We're like brothers, and we go through our ups and downs just like family. We've been close buddies since about 11 years old. We've been friends for a very, very long time. I learned a lot just inside the ring and outside the ring, just being around him, the way he lives and the way he takes boxing serious. We both was always both passionate about boxing. That's what made us bond a lot. We loved the sport, and all we knew was boxing, talked about was boxing. So growing around him is just like a brother. It was like a brother my age that I never had, because I have a brother, but he's way younger. So it's like a brother my age that I never really had. And all of people I also consider like brothers are always older than me, but he was like somebody that was my age that I can talk about anything with, literally anything, anything embarrassing or not, he knows about me. So it's just like a brother, a brother my age I never had.
Now, I wanted to talk about the country of Haiti. Have you had the chance to travel there?
I've been there once when I was 6, but I kind of remember little episodes, but I don't really remember it, like Haiti or how it really was. It was just a kid on the trip, you know. It was just my first time on the flight, so I couldn't remember that. But I can't really tell you about the experience of Haiti. I remember seeing some things, but I mean that was like long time ago.
Did your parents ever talk about Haiti?
Yeah, my parents talked about Haiti all the time. All the time they talked about Haiti, just it being a poor country, just stuff like that. But I was supposed to go to Haiti before I went to the Olympics, but something happened and I couldn't go. So, I mean, hopefully one day in the future I can go back to Haiti as a world champion and just show my country love. Haiti been supporting me since the Olympics to even now as a professional. So I feel like I'm one of the biggest hopes coming from Haiti. At my age, I don't see nobody my age as a young Haitian putting on for the country like that. So I just want Haiti to keep supporting me, and I'm gonna always rep Haiti because that's where I come from. That's in my bloodstream.
I gotta ask, what's the boxing scene like in Haiti right now?
I don't know. I was the only boxer to qualify for the Olympics from Haiti, so I don't think they boxers is really too good. I don't know. I never been over there I was supposed to go to Olympic Training Center over there, but I never got to, so I don't know how it really is over there.
Is that something you would like to do one day?
Yeah, I would like to. I would love to. I would love to go to Haiti and experience it.
Okay, let's talk about the toughest thing that you had to deal with in your life, and how did you overcome it?
Toughest thing I had to deal with was when I was getting ready for the Olympics and my mom got evicted. I wasn't even getting ready for the Olympics. That was before I even qualified for the Olympics. That kind of gave me the motivational move to go to the Olympics when I was 17, and I was in the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, and my mom called, and people called me like, "Yo, your mom's locked out outside the house. She's evicted, and her and your little brother's outside." It's like 3 a.m. I broke down in tears, just like, that was hard for me because, I mean, we went through struggles. I went through like a lot of things, but just my little brother being so young and not knowing what's going on, having to sleep in front of the building and find somewhere to sleep. My mother, me being miles and miles away, I can't even do nothing about it, and I ain't have no money. So, right, a month after, that's when Shakur kind of kept putting it in my ear, giving a bug in my ear, like, go to Olympics. So when I went to qualify for Olympics, kind of gave me the extra boost. And I knew that if I won the Olympics, I was gonna get money to go to the Olympics for being an Olympian, and I knew once I turned professional, I was gonna get a signing bonus. So I knew that I can help my mom out real quick. So that was like one of the hardest things, just my mom being in a shelter home, my little brother being in a shelter home, and I couldn't stay in a shelter home with them because that would have interfered with my career, because when you're in a shelter home, you got to be in the house at a certain time. So I couldn't juggle around it. So I had to sleep with a friend. I had to stay with a friend for a long time. I had to stay at their house. I was sleeping like on the floor for a long time, and just trying to find who I'm assigned with, because I didn't know the business aspect of turning professional. And once I turned professional, I was able to help my mom out and just do certain things to make life easier. But that was like one of the hardest things I could remember going through.
What would you like to say to a little kid out there, man, who might be going through something similar, man, who's going through life struggles, and just to let them know not to give up, man? What would you like to say to them?
Like I said, never give up. I mean, you go through episodes, you go through hard times. I mean, don't watch what other people got going on. Don't stay in your own lane, and when you betting on yourself is always a form of knowing where you're going. So if you betting on yourself, you're going through a hard situation, you just weather the storm, just like in the ring. You weather the storm, you know you're going to get the guy back in the 8th or 9th round. You weather the storm for that round or for whatever that life situation, and bet on yourself, know that it's in you to make things better. So that's what I did, just weather the storm. And I always told myself, like, my mom and brother and family, we going to be good. We just got to just get through this. Tough times don't last, tough people do. So that's just what I go by.
Now, I want to talk about the day you signed to Mayweather Promotions, man. What was that day like for you, man? And talk about the experience being under the Mayweather Promotions.
The day I signed to Floyd, I met Floyd in the Olympics in Brazil. I met him in Brazil. We spoke, but I wanted to weigh my options and go around and see who would give me the best offer. A lot of people wanted to sign me. A lot of people wasn't trying to give me money or give me a huge signing bonus, even though I was coming out the Olympics, because a lot of Olympians wasn't getting big signing bonuses. It was because it was the hype. I don't know. I feel like most of the hype was on other people. So I just Floyd and London believed in me. They was somebody that had their eyes open for me. They said, all right, we really want you. London wanted me from out the gate. Floyd, from when I came out the Olympics, Floyd wanted me. He was like, I really want to sign you. We signed, and they was moving me different from the other Mayweather Promotion fighters. I was fighting on big cards, and my city was backing me 100%. I was getting paid really good. I got a signing bonus. They showed me, Floyd showed me that he really wanted to take care of me. So it was great. But the day I signed with him, it was just like, it was kind of surreal because I looked up to Floyd so much. But to actually sign to him and being in his house, sleeping over, hanging out with him, being riding around Vegas with him, it was cool. But I just always kept in my head to always stay focused and just get to where he's at. Don't. I got a long way to go. This is the beginning. So it was a good experience.
You know, speaking on that, man, what's the best advice you've gotten so far from Floyd and also Leonard Ellaby?
I get more advice from Leonard. Like, me and Floyd talk. We don't talk too much about boxing. We talk about more like life situations. But Floyd is always busy. I don't really get like advice.
That's actually what I was speaking on, life situations more than boxing.
Yeah, life situations, just how to manage my money and just always keeping a clean image because if you know where you're going, you always want to keep, like he always say, you want to present yourself in a certain way. So it just this keeping my money right, life after boxing, investing right, certain ways to spend my money when I'm getting checks from boxing, like things like jewelry and cars, how to buy them houses and things that's important to do with my money. But Leonard just gave me a lot of game inside and outside the ring of just how to live as a fighter and certain things that Floyd went through in his career that he sees in me and he will want me to go by. So I'm grateful for my team and just like Floyd always say, just keep winning, everything gonna come.
Now, your next fight, July 27th.
Yeah.
On the undercard of Gervonta Tank Davis fight in his hometown of Baltimore, man. I want to talk about training camp and how has the experience been training with Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny?
I did camp with Tank before when I was when I was 18, right out the Olympics. I helped Tank get ready. Me and Shakur helped Tank get ready for his first world title fight. We was in the whole camp with him, so I kind of knew how Tank trained, but it's kind of a different level. Like, we focus on different things. And just with me and Tank smart in the ring, you could tell you can see the growth I have grown from being a young fighter coming out the Olympics to being a professional climbing up the ranks. You can see, I see how far I came, and I see how much he became a veteran. He became way smarter in the ring. So it's a great experience just training and being around somebody young like me and just competitive like me. And we camp is fun. We into the same things. It's always good energy. It's like never a dull moment. We just having fun. They're going through the motion, just adding on to our legacy. We both in the beginning of our careers. We're both young, and we just trying to just be great.
Now, I want to talk about training camp. What's one of the things you wanted to really work on and focus most in this particular training camp? I'm
fighting a southpaw, so just getting that southpaw look. And just getting better, getting smarter, learning from all the fights, and just proving to my promoters in the world that I'm ready for a world title at this level right now. I can fight for a world championship at 140. My next fight after July 27th, if it was presented to me, I believe that I will do it. Me and my team knows it, but I don't think my promoters know that I'm ready for that level, because all these guys, I be running through the lower competition. It'd be easy work. Don't nobody really get to bring that out of me, and I'm knocking all these dudes out. So I want this guy that I'm fighting next. He got a cool record, but I want to get him out of there so I can show I'm on a different level. Even though I don't get him out of there, I just want to show that these fights can't compete with me. You got to step up the level. So to at least see if it's a chip in my armor, and I know it's not. I just want to just prove that. That's my goal. Just prove that I'm on a whole different level.
Now speaking on that. Yeah, since you brought up the 140.
Yeah.
One of the things you talk about, you didn't feel it was really a good division, I guess, to say it nicely.
Yeah.
And speaking on that, because I want to talk about the current champions and what's your thoughts on that at the 140?
No, the 140 division is getting stacked now. They got Regis Progress. They got Josh Taylor. and
Correct. Jose
Ramirez and Maurice Hooker. But I just think that I don't think any of them guys got the skills that I got as far as a boxer. I don't think they're technically better. I think they got more experience than me. They're more developed than me as far as their man body. But I feel like as skills and the knowledge of the sport, I don't think any of these. Most of them don't have the skills that I got. I think Regis Taylor's a great fighter, but I mean not Regis Taylor. Josh Taylor's a great fighter. I think he's a great boxer, but I just feel like I can take over the 140 division though.
Do you see yourself fighting for the title next year?
Next year, hopefully, if we can make it happen. I mean, it's politics in boxing. Next year I'll be 22. I'm not in no rush. 22 is still a young age.
Yeah.
It's still a young age. I turned professional at 19, so I think that 23 would be a great age for me to fight for the world title. I can fight for the world title right now.
Is it a motivation? Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. Is it a motivation when you see someone like Tank who had won it so young and early?
Yeah, Tank won the world title at 22. I believe I can win the world title at 21, 22 also. But the 140 division is a lot. We'll see how it maneuvers because the guys are unifying. Guys are gonna go up. Guys are gonna go down. But I mean, I can compete with any of the world champions right now. So I mean. Like I said, it's just about showing my promoters, hey, throw me to the boogeyman, throw me to the real competition. But like I said, I also want to take it step by step, fight the contenders, fight the former world champions, and then go on from there.
Yeah, building step process.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about with you being from Brooklyn, man. What was it like for the first time fighting in Brooklyn?
I've been fighting in the Golden Gloves, like the finals, and it's in the Barclays. So fighting my pro debut, it was different. But it was kind of like, I've been here before, because I've been in the finals with Golden Gloves with the fans, everybody going crazy for me. So it was kind of like a moment I already experienced. So it was cool, though, just to share my pro debut, that moment in my hometown. I also would want to win a first world title in my hometown.
That was going to be my next question, man. How would that be? How would that feel, man, to win that title in your hometown?
I feel like the king of my city because I really rep Brooklyn hard. Like I feel like I'm Brooklyn. Like when you look at me, like when you look at a kid coming from nothing and repping a city and doing big things, I feel like I'm that kid. Like New York got a lot of talent, but I feel like I can really bring New York fighters back to the map because a lot of out of town, I feel like a lot of people out of town don't really put respect on New York fighters for some reason. I feel like they know we're talented, but a lot of New York fighters they always get there. They don't get there. You get what I'm saying? Like they get to the world titles and they get to the money, but they don't get to that stardom status to where it's like their name is stamped in boxing. Mike Tyson did it, but I just don't feel like nobody really have done it. I feel like Zab, he was young and he was successful, but when he could have took it there, he kind of went. You know, his career kind of went downwards, just being in the streets and stuff. And Danny Jacobs, I feel like he's like the only person really holding it down for New York. But I want to be in them big fights to where, like, this kid came from where I come from, and he's just on top of the world. So that also give me the extra motivation to keep pushing each and every day in the gym.
What's the hardest skill to learn as a fighter?
Hardest skill to learn as a fighter, I think ring smarts, all around ring smarts. Just because boxing is a thinking man game, man. It ain't about physical or who's stronger. I mean that plays a part also, but boxing, the hardest skill is to learn is to just be ring wise, knowing when not to do certain things. Because boxing is about decision making, so I can probably fight a taller guy by moving my head and coming in, but a shorter guy I probably have to use my feet and just keep him at bay and tie him up. But you just gotta know when to switch styles because a lot of fighters are stuck in one style. So that's the difference with me. I'm dimensional. It's so much things I can do that only guys in the gym sees it, but the world ain't gonna see it. They may never see it, they may see it, but I can do so much things because I'm a student of the game. Like I study boxing. It's really not a lot of things that at my level that I really don't know like about the sport because I study boxing crazy.
Speaking of ring IQ, one of the things you talk about in fights is adapting and the ability to adapt in situations in the fight. Talk about the importance of that.
Just like Floyd always tell me, always being able to switch your style. I can box and move. I can box and move. I can counter punch. I can slip and come and get in. I can close a gap. These are things I wasn't doing as an amateur, but now as a professional, I'm becoming a complete fighter. So adapting is just being able to switch your style and making the right decisions, knowing when something is not working, and being able to do certain things, because this guy might not fall for a 1-2 combination, but he might fall for a 4-5 combination, or he might fall for a feint and you come back with a combination, or you might counter him and can't catch him you might counter and come back with a single shot, but if you counter and come back with 3 shots, you know you're gonna catch him. So it's just about being ring smart and knowing certain decisions to make. But that just comes from being around the sport and just being a student of the game. You know, that's just where that comes from.
Now, a lot of people don't know, man. You went to a music high school, correct?
Yeah.
Talk about the music background, man.
I was into like music before, like I was into anything. I always looked up to Chris Brown, like coming up. That was somebody I looked up to. But like I was always somebody I liked to fight. So music was always something I loved to do. I did talent shows, Christmas shows, went to shelter homes and sung for the people in the shelter homes as a kid. But like fighting was always something I did. Like I was always like aggressive and always just like something about fighting. I always like karate. I just always like fighting. So I was fighting before I came in the gym. So that was just something I always loved to do. So that kind of took over my love for music. Fighting was just like something I really loved, even though I didn't know it, but it's just something that was natural to me.
Now, do you have your ring song, man, already for
Yeah, but I don't never get on my ring song though.
It's
gonna be something that's gonna get me motivated. Maybe have somebody woke me out. I don't know, depending on how the vibe is. I mean, I'm trying to work some things right now.
All right, can you give me this? Will it be a New York flavor?
Huh?
Will it be a New York flavor?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got that much.
Yeah.
I got that much. Man, then we talk about, man, in your opinion, man, who you feel right now is the best pound for pound fighter out there?
Canelo. I feel like Canelo.
Everybody I talk to is been saying that.
I feel like Canelo. I feel like
he's a man right now. Huh?
When you talk about adaptation and just being so young and just being on top of his game, it's Canelo. I mean, Canelo and then Terrence Crawford. But I gotta give it to Canelo. He been around. He fought competition after competition. I mean, he's always in mega fights at the level he's at. You can't fight no scrubs. So, gotta give it to Canelo.
I gotta ask you, man, who would you like to have that legendary fight with one day?
Legendary fight with.
Who do you think you would have that legendary fight with?
It's so many guys in boxing, so many amateurs that's coming up turning pro. Like that, the competition is gonna be steep and crazy in the future. It's whoever. It can be a guy from another country. I don't really look at the future. I look at what's in front of me. So I just kind of look at the world champions that's in my way and who I can potentially fight in the next year or so. So as far as like future mega fights, whoever the fans is demanding at that time, whoever's gonna make my defining fight, and we gonna make it happen.
Who's your favorite fighter?
Floyd Mayweather, hands down. Floyd Mayweather, yeah.
Now, who is it in boxing, man, that you would love to meet that you haven't had a chance to meet yet?
Sugar Ray Leonard. I would love to meet Sugar Ray Leonard. I never met him before. That's one of my favorite fighters also. Just to talk about Sugar Ray, because I felt like he was just like, his smarts in the ring was crazy, but just his abilities, his abilities he had in the ring was just something that, I mean, you don't see in every decade, just to see how he built them attributes, certain things he did in the ring. How did he build them things and get it to where it was at? I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard was somebody I can sit down and talk about boxing forever with him and Floyd. But it's crazy. I'm sounding Floyd, but people be like, why you don't like go crazy with him and like ask him so many questions? But Floyd always busy, so it's just like we never really get to sit and talk about boxing all the time. But Sugar Ray and Floyd was like, those are the people I got like billions of questions I can ask them, you know. I wish I could just sit down for like a night or a day and just watch fights with them and ask them this, that, why they did this, and what made them do this, or how they got ready for this. So those are like my two favorite fighters.
All right, two last questions for you. One, I have to talk about this. I mean, you might not want to talk about it, but I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Rolly, what's that whole situation about?
Rolly, it was just a situation that went on in Vegas. We sparred in Vegas.
Because at the time, like your headgear.
Yeah. We sparred in Vegas. I was just going out there to talk to Floyd about signing, and I was out there with a person that helped manage me. He was out there, but he I think it was my sponsor. They just gave me a winning gift, just coming out the games. So it was as a gift. So I took it to Vegas, but I wasn't gonna spar the first, like as soon as I got out the flight. I sparred as soon as I got out the flight. I sparred. My headgear was kind of like, it was kind of unadjusted, so the headgear was coming out kind of.
Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah, I could see that from
So
the video.
Rolly caught me with a good shot, and then he threw it up on video. He caught me with a good shot. It wasn't nothing that hurt me, but you know, it's a shot I didn't see. And he caught me with a good shot, but we still was banging after. But I guess he landed that one good shot. It wasn't like he dropped me or they stopped the sparring. It was just like a boom, a clean shot. The crowd yelled, "Oh!" We kept working, and then after that he threw it on YouTube. I didn't like that because I don't think like. I feel like what happens.
Did y'all talk about that?
Nah, we never talked about that. We never talked after that day. I feel like what happens in the gym stays in the gym. Mm-hmm. But like I said, he threw it up on YouTube, and then he just was talking, calling me and Shakur out, and calling fighters like I forgot. I don't know. I don't even know. He called out like everybody. Ryan Garcia. I don't know, but that's just a situation in the past. But I don't really like.
Yeah.
He's not my weight class, so it's not nobody I could feed into. If we ever spar again, we can spar again. I still wouldn't. If we spar and I get off on him, I wouldn't go on YouTube and throw it up because it's like it's corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just let whoever was there just go talk about it and just let the world tell what they see.
What's in the gym stays in gym.
Yeah, what happens in the gym stays in. I spar like.
Everybody.
Everybody. Some
I've
of
been there.
I sparred some of you guys' favorite fighters, and outboxed them easily. Like I done hurt world champions, fighters that's world champion. I done stunt them in the gym, buckled them. I done gave them boxing lessons, and it's just like what happened. I never talked about none of that. It's just a great learning experience because if you know boxing, it's just that. Sparring is different from fighting. A guy mentality ain't the same way as a fight. So I mean, sparring is just meant to help and just perfect the craft. At the end of the day, I mean, social media and people ego and all that, they let that get in the way of the true science of the sport. And just sparring is just to get ready for a fight. So it's just whatever.
Yeah. So last question for you, man. What would you like for people to know about Richardson Hitchins, and what can they expect on July 27th?
I just want the fans to know that I'm boxing next, one of boxing's next star. I'm not gonna say boxing's next star because it's never one star. Everybody got a different favorite fighter. There's a
whole group of young talent coming into the sport. The sport is in good hands.
Yes, there's a whole pack of stars coming out. But I will be that guy. I'll be one of the top guy, the numero uno, the honcho of the next generation. I will be one of the guys. I can bet anything on that. I wish I had money I didn't even have yet. I wish I can put it down on that. I know that my abilities is endless. I can take a punch, I can give it back. My skills is endless, and I just want to get better each and every day. Only person that can beat me is me. So I just want the fans to know that. They just know I got a whole lot of things to prove, and just be on the lookout because it's so much things that with my skill set and abilities that I can do in boxing. I can fighters like me can bring excitement back to boxing just with the fights and just the mega fights I can potentially be in, and just my skills and my performances how it's gonna be. So just to expect on July 27th a young hungry fighter, a young star just having fun. I'm just go out there, have fun, and just do what I do. That's all boxing is really about. It's just staying focused and having fun. I'm just go out there, look good, and put on a spectacular show.
Man, I'm really looking forward to July 27th, big dog. I got my ticket to the fight. But of course, I'm always going to be around anyway, but I got my ticket anyway to show support. Man, I'm looking forward. Man, I know you're going to do big things in the sport. This is one of the future world champions in the sport of boxing. Yeah. How do you actually want to go? From 147 all the way up to what? 160 maybe?
Yeah, maybe 160, 154. I box 154s now in the gym. Like I box well, Saddam Ali was a small 154, but we boxed a lot in the gym.
You know, it's crazy with all the young talent coming in. I know this is the last question, but with all the young talent coming in, it's going to come to a point, man, that you're going to have to face your friends. How's that going to be, man? To face friends.
It's going to be crazy. Like, like me and Devin, we spar a lot. Like we spar a lot, but we sparred like twice. We sparred in Vegas for my last fight, and it was like crazy. Like it was championship work. It felt like I haven't been in sparring like that. Like even me sparring world champions, it's like I haven't been in a sparring like that with two young fighters that just so skilled, and it felt like a real fight. Even in the clinch, when you on the inside out, you just gotta. It's just certain things that's going on in fight. It's just like your mental sharpness gotta be there. So, and then to fight like my friends, like people I've been cool with and coming up, it's gonna be crazy. But I mean, if the money right, let's make it happen. Yeah, let's make it happen. I mean, it's good for the sport. It's good for our careers, and we gonna feed our family. So let's make it happen. I mean, I know I'm gonna come off on top. Come out on top, no matter who it is. So I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting ready for the fights right now. So they better stay on their game. So
man, I really appreciate your time on the ropes. Hey man, good luck on July 27th. I know you're gonna do big things, big dog. Man, I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
We out.